Hi, my name's Bec. I am a musician, theatre maker and all-round noise maker. I love making music with anything that you can shake or strike or even scrape. That makes me a percussionist. I love making those sounds on instruments that you might know, like the tambourine I just played, or the drum kit, or perhaps the xylophone. But I also like making music on anything I can find, maybe at home, maybe while I'm going out for a walk. I even like making music with my own body. That wasn't such a good pop. Let's see if I can get a better one. Did you know I can do that on every finger? Let's try the thumb. Little known fact about me. I also like making things. Anything really. I've always liked making things. So today I am going to help you make the ultimate noise maker. Not just any noise maker, but the ultimate percussion contraption. The all-shaking, all-striking, all-scraping thingany-what's-it, commonly called the tin can. For today's activity, you will need the following items: an empty tin can, a piece of cardboard, masking tape, scissors, a pencil or marker for tracing around the tin, a small amount of rice or lentils, coloured pencils, crayons or markers for decorating, and finally, a chopstick or some wooden skewers for playing your instrument. This may look like a common tin can with a few decorations on it, but it is much more. This tin can, you'll notice, I've taken the label off. I'll show you how to do that later. But it's got ridges on it, which are great for scraping. You may have seen an instrument like this before, called the Woiwurrung. Well, our tin can do the same thing. You may have seen a cowbell before. This is the cowbell. So we can play it with a stick. You'll notice it makes different sounds if I hit it here or here. Well, let's go back to our tin can and our chopstick. Just like our cowbell. And finally, no, actually there's two more parts. Another striking element. Here's my drum. And here is the tin can in action. Now you might hear that sound. What is it? Remember our shaking? Or a shaker like this? Listen. The all shaking, all striking, all scraping thingany-what's-it. You'll see I have some soapy water in the sink. My tin can still has its lid on it, so I have to carefully remove it. This one's stubborn, but with a bit of perseverance, off it comes. Remember to be very careful of the edge of the can. It might be sharp. Pop your can in the water to wet the label. You might need to soak it for a while. Find the seam. See if you can find the edge of that label and peel it back. And keep working away until you remove as much of the label as possible. If there's still some left, pop it back in the soapy water and let it soak for a while. You can come back later and finish removing the label. Now would be a great time to get all of the other materials that you need to complete this project. Now that my can's been soaking for a while, the label's a bit easier to remove, and I can use a sponge or cloth to help remove the last of the label. I'll need to dry it before I start making my instrument. Now that you've got everything that you need, it's time to start making. First, you'll need your tin can. Remember to be very careful of the edge. It might be sharp. Next, you'll need your piece of cardboard. Place your tin can on top of the cardboard so you can trace around it. Grab your marker or pencil and trace a circle around the can. This is going to be the lid. Now it's time to get the scissors, set aside the tin can and start carefully cutting around the circle that you traced onto the cardboard. You might need an adult or an older sibling to help with this step. Now it's time to check if our lid fits the can. It might not be quite right yet. Let's check. Mine's slipping a little bit. It's pretty close, but I think I just need to trim here. It's almost there. In fact, that will do. I'm going to tape it down with some masking tape later anyway. That will hold it in place. Now take your lentils or rice and pour them in. You'll see I fill up to about there. That's less than quarter of the tin. Next, it's time to pop the cardboard lid on top. We'll need the masking tape to keep it secure. We don't want any of those lentils or rice flying around the place. Rip one piece of masking tape long enough to go over the top and down the sides. Now turn it around and get another piece the same size. Doesn't have to be exact, we can trim it up later. There we go. It's forming a cross on top, holding the lid in place. Now to make sure that the lid stays on top and the lentils or rice stay inside the can, we're going to get a longer piece of tape and make that go all the way around the tin, holding that previous masking tape in place. That looks nice and snug. Next, I like to go around the can and trim the excess bits of masking tape so it looks neat and so as much of the can is available to play on as possible. There we go. It's almost complete. I can shake it. I can drum on the cardboard lid, on the tin bottom to get a different sound, or even on the side. And of course, because of these ridges on the can, I can scrape. I love that sound. But it's not quite finished. I think it needs some decorating. I'm going to get some textures, crayons and pencils and see what I can come up with. You can decorate your instrument any way you like. I like to follow some of the shapes that are there, the little quarter circles and squares, but you don't have to do what I do. You can do whatever you like, whatever you can imagine, use whatever colours you want. You might like to come up with a plan before you start colouring in, or maybe, like me, you're just going to go freestyle and see what happens. Now, what to do with the side? I know, I'll draw some triangles. It can get a bit tricky to draw over those ridges. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just have some fun and be creative. And there we have it complete. The all shaking, all striking, all scraping thingity what's it. Now, let's make some music. So earlier when I showed you what you would need for this task, I mentioned a chopstick or some skewers. I'll tell you why. The chopstick is going to be like your drumstick, and the thin end is fantastic for scraping. But you might not have a chopstick. Do not despair. You may have a skewer. Now a skewer is quite small. It's great for scraping, but might break with the hitting. You can just use one, but a little trick is to get a few of them, a bundle, hold them together. You can either join them together with a rubber band or some masking tape like this. Some on that end and then on this end as well. I'm going to cover up the spiky bit so as I don't hurt myself, because sometimes I get carried away and I forget that it's pointy on that end. There we go, no injuries now. And I have my makeshift beater, scraper and striker. There you have it. You've got either your skewers or your chopstick. Now, let's get playing. Okay, are you ready to try out your percussion skills with your new all shaking, all striking, all scraping thingany-what's-it? So, first, we've got, maybe we'll start with shaking. We could go over and under, maybe a long sound. Also, listen to this. I can let it hit the bottom, the tin part, and it goes, or perhaps turn it over. What, different sound. Cardboard. If I shake it forward, we get a different sound. So let's set up a little groove. That is our shaking. Now, how about a little bit of scraping? I feel some scraping coming on. So remember, on the edges, get your stick. I'm going down, up, down. Down, up, down. I could even maybe add a little bit of a scrape, then a shake. Which side? I'm going to go that side this time. And finally, a little bit of striking. First, I'm going to use my tin side and be like a cowbell. And then on the cardboard, here we go. Bit of a drum solo. Are you ready? Have fun making music, making noise, whatever you choose on your tin can thingamajigwhatsit at home. Thanks for joining.